A special edition of the Dream Season Football League in the NFL's greatest team season. I'm Nick Rice, joined alongside Phil Nunziata, and a matchup of two of the greatest teams in NFL history. The 17 Eagles visit the 86 Giants on Sunday night. Doug Peterson has seen enough of Carson Wentz. In his first start of the year, the former Arizona Wildcat Nick Foles is the new quarterback for Philadelphia. It should be a great matchup today as he faces one of the greatest defenses in NFL history. Smallwood returns to about the 29-yard line, setting the stage for Philadelphia in a must-win tonight at New York.
Well, Nick, great to be with you. Great to have one of these great rivalry games for this event tonight. And the Eagles at 3-9 really need to stop the bleeding if they want to stay in the playoff race. We'll see if they can get it done against one of their hated rivals.
They battle the 5-7 New York Giants, so they haven't had a very good season either. The NFC East has struggled as a whole. Philadelphia, because of the struggles from Dallas, Washington, and New York, they still have an outside shot for the playoffs, but they need a big performance tonight out of Nick Foles. The interesting part of that 2017 Super Bowl run for Philly was that Nick Foles' first start of the year was in Week 14 at the Giants, and history repeats itself tonight against New York. 3-and-out for Philly, and the Eagles will punt.
Yeah, it's interesting how that, mirrored real life as well as it did. We'll see if it can have at least a similar result on this Eagles team. Not a great first drive, but still a lot of game left.
McConkey loses the fumble, but Williams recovers for the Giants. Philadelphia in 2017 had a MVP caliber quarterback in Carson Wentz, but Nick Foles takes over for a guy who has really struggled Wentz in the greatest team season. Mark Bavaro draws a face mask here on Jalen Mills. Big break for New York.
Yeah, they get the big first down, and then on top of that, another 15 yards due to the face mask by Jalen Mills. The Green Goblin getting caught with one there. Big first down for the Giants to start this drive.
Philadelphia really struggled defensively, ranked 21st in pass defense. However, they did have a strong front seven, and they do a good job limiting Morris to the gain of 4. Philadelphia in that Super Bowl run, part of the problem, and Phil, you know more than any, is that secondary. They don't have that headliner outside of a Malcolm Jenkins, but as a unit, they were serviceable in 2017.
Absolutely, headlined by a Malcolm Jenkins, one of the greatest safeties of his era, but definitely some weak spots in that secondary. Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby doing what they can for the year when this all went down, but yes, definitely some soft spots that can be exploited.
On third down, they'll go with the run, a pitch to Joe Morris. He's at the 20 and taken down by the aforementioned Malcolm Jenkins. Inside of the 20-yard line, Joe Morris, an all-pro running back. The Eagles need to certainly need to devote some guys to slowing him down tonight.
Yeah, that's a hard one to see if you're an Eagles fan. Could have easily been stopped in the backfield, but open field attacking can be very difficult, and that makes a first down when he could have been stopped a good 5 yards behind the line.
1st and 10 for the Giants. They'll go with the run. Lee Rusin, the backup runner for New York, runs out of bounds at the 16. The 5-7 Giants play host to the 3-9 Eagles on Sunday night. Philadelphia is on the heels of a humiliating loss to Atlanta last week. A pitch play to Joe Morris. He dances inside of the 15. A dazzling 3-yard run for all-pro runner Joe Morris.
Respect to Brandon Graham to get to the outside there and get that running back down. You normally don't see defensive ends tracking running backs down in the open field.
He's part of a 4-man rush here. Sims throws a slant to Lionel Manuel, Phil Sims' favorite wide receiver target this year. It looks like he has the first down, but the officials are compelled to bring in the chain gang to just confirm, and indeed he's got the first down. A methodical drive, Phil, for the Giants early in this one.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty clear first down to me. If they wanted to take the time to verify that, good for them, but that seemed pretty obvious on that one. Here we go, 1st and goal.
A tough year for the Giants offense. On 1st and goal, that unit comes out firing against Philadelphia here. They'll go run. Joe Morris is at the 5, and he sneaks into the end zone. The Giants go the distance on their first drive. Touchdown, New York.
Very powerful first drive for New York, basically running it down Philly's throats with the exception of one deep pass. And anytime you can control the line with a run game like that, you could be in for a good night.
That key 24-yard completion to Bavaro with the face mask tacked onto it was a massive play to begin this possession. And with just over 3 minutes gone by on Sunday night, the 86 Giants lead the 17 Eagles 7-0. First down for Philadelphia, a offense that has been serviceable with LeGarrette Blount in the running game this season, but have had a very tough year, bottom 5 in passing yards. Foles is under pressure, and Leonard Marshall has got him for the sack.
One of the few things that you do downgrade going from Nick Foles from Carson Wentz is the ability to move in the pocket. Nick Foles is not a guy who's going to make plays with his legs. A lot easier to bring him down from the backside like we just saw there.
A false start on the offense. Phil Nunziata is one of the most devoted Philadelphia Eagles fans that I know, and that's certainly saying something. So Nick Foles joins the team, and a lot of Eagles fans were certainly in love with his performance late in the 2017 year. What were your thoughts as he completes his first pass to LeGarrette Blount? What were your thoughts of his performance and who he is as a player?
Well, his first stint in Philly was as great as you could ask for. It's a guy that went 27-2 with a touchdown-interception ratio. Went to the Pro Bowl, threw 7 touchdowns in a game. He has always been beloved in Philly, and that 2017 season is really just a cherry on top.
Alshon Jeffrey was a big reason for his success during that playoff run, and he had a massive performance in the Super Bowl over New England, and he makes a big play here. It's a gain of 25.
Absolutely, a great pickup. The former Chicago Bear was the first Eagles wide receiver to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, which is saying something considering there was 2 trips previously into the Super Bowl. So that is something he will always have along with that Super Bowl ring.
Now, granted, Alshon Jeffrey does not have a broken leg, which certainly helps his receiving in the Super Bowl, but overall an incredible acquisition for Doug Peterson's club. A second down at the 41-yard line following the big pass play. Foles off the play fake goes deep to Sproles of all players. He's got it at the 10 and is spun down at the 1-yard line from Jeffrey to Sproles in a gain of 40.
Before the days of Boston Scott, the second generation of Giant killers was definitely Darren Sproles. He made a lot of great plays playing off of the Brian Westbrook lineage of running backs that knew how to score well and do well against the Giants, and he was another one in that lineage.
And his big catch sets up a 1st and goal at the Giants' 1-yard line. Nick Rice, Phil Nunziata, a big one on Sunday night. Foles dumps it off to Zach Ertz, a Pro Bowl tight end in 2017. The product out of Stanford loses a yard. That brings up 2nd and goal. And for the Giants, they're going to take no chances, crowding 9 in the box here on a critical goal line scenario. LeGarrette Blount is the back, and he's in the block. Foles, with a perplexing throw, fires one into the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a shovel pass type situation or just, the ball got loose on the release there. We'll see what we have here on 3rd and goal.
From the 2, Foles looks and fires into the end zone. Sproles was split out wide. He had a big catch earlier in the drive. That time he couldn't hang on to it. And Jake Elliott, one of the league's most efficient field goal kickers, splits the uprights to close the quarter. We've played one. The Eagles have more yards, but the Giants have more points. 7-3 New York on Sunday night. And away goes the kickoff to begin the second. McConkey from a yard deep. Foles is blocked to the 20, and with the flag down is wrapped up at the 22. This should be a long field for the next Giants drive. Zeke Moak commits the penalty. New York scored a touchdown on their previous possession. It was a 76-yard drive, and it almost looked too easy for Sims and New York as they only faced 1 third down, capped by a goal line score from Joe Morris. Maurice Carthen, the fullback, makes the grab on the left side, and Darby registers his first tackle on a gain of about 7.
The Giants seem pretty complacent with some just basic medium to short range throws and screens down the field, and I can't blame them so far because it has been working.
New York was one of the league's lowest rated passing games for most of that Super Bowl run, but it didn't seem like they needed much of the Pro Bowler Phil Simms that year, where in '86 they knock out Elway and the Broncos in a resounding Super Bowl victory to cap off a terrific 14-2 regular season.
Yeah, great run for the Giants that year against the Denver Broncos. Before John Elway made his moment, he had to deal with some situations like that against a great team like the Giants.
We haven't heard much of Lawrence Taylor, but he was an MVP in 1986, one of the last times we see a non-quarterback or running back win that ultimate prize. Lawrence Taylor in the greatest team season has just been everywhere as a Pro Bowl favorite at that outside linebacker spot. It's inevitable at some point he'll make a play on the defensive end. Morris gains 4, and Jenkins records the stop.
You took the words out of my mouth. I didn't think it was going out on a limb to say we will see Lawrence Taylor's presence before this game is over. Don't you worry.
3rd and 7. Sims deep to Bavaro. That's underthrown and knocked away. Intended for one of the best tight ends in the league in the 1980s as well. Philadelphia's defense buckles down off of the touchdown. Landetta, an all-pro punter, sends it deep to Sproles at the 20. He gets a block, and there goes Darren Sproles, a very important special teams player during that Super Bowl run. A return of 21 for the veteran out of Kansas State, Darren Sproles. That brings up a fresh set of downs for Philadelphia. They'll go run, and Blunt gains about a yard.
Yeah, we can talk about Darren Sproles' offensive production plenty, but I think you can double that production when you talk about his ability as a returner. Don't be surprised if he makes a play in the return game before this one's over.
He already has 1 punt return touchdown this year. Blunt is nailed by Kennard of the line of scrimmage, and that sets up a critical 3rd down. This is one of the first times today we'll see Foles in a long down and distance. Hey, let's see how he delivers. He finds Ajayi out of the backfield. The fullback, Jay Ajayi, gains 12 and an Eagles first down.
Jay Ajayi was a mid-season acquisition for the Eagles in 2017 from the Miami Dolphins. Really boosted that run game on that run to the Super Bowl.
Foles guns it deep to Sproles, who has just been everywhere for the Eagles. This is another Philly first down.
Yeah, he's done everything but snap the ball so far for this Eagles offense.
1st and 10. Foles sets up the screen pass and throws one into the ground. There is the presence of that Giants defense. Jim Burt, a Pro Bowl tackle out of Miami, supplies the pressure for New York. Foles has gotten off to a solid start today in favor of the struggling Carson Wentz. On 2nd down, the pass rush is coming. He evades the first defender, Leonard Marshall, and gains 3. You don't see that very often from Foles.
Yeah, he said, I'll take 3 and get down. I'm not trying to get hit by some of these great Giant linebackers in the open field.
And they're in on the rush. Ertz with a flag down is wrapped up at the 25. If this is a hold, we'll see if they accept or decline it.
Looks like a hold. It looks like they're going to decline it.
Yes, on Chance Warmack. That sets up Jake Elliott's, who was just a rookie field goal kicker in 2017, a product out of Memphis, but a admirable season for Elliott. He hammers the 42-yard field goal, and the Eagles trim the lead to a point. He was critical during that playoff run as well, as Philadelphia had some narrow wins en route to a Super Bowl berth. McConkey returns the kickoff to the 25. We've got a 1-point ball game late in the first half on Sunday night.
Yeah, to mention Jake Elliott one more time, Giants fans know him all too well. During that 2017 season, he hit a 62-yarder at the gun to beat the Giants early in the year. That really set the tone for that Super Bowl run.
There's just so many lineages between these two clubs, the Eagles and the Giants. Some of the great miracles in Eagles history are against these New York Giants as well. Inside handoff, and Morris picks up the first down. This wouldn't necessarily be a miracle for the Eagles to beat the Giants, but New York is certainly at least a slight favorite today, considering the defense that they have, and they're facing an Eagles club that's really struggled this season.
Yeah, I think the Giants would definitely go into this game as the favorite. Obviously, their record isn't that much better than the Eagles, but they seem to have a more complete offense. Hopefully, with Nick Foles at the helm now, the Eagles can salvage the end of this season and see if they can make a run. You mentioned to me earlier, not technically eliminated from the playoffs just yet, so we'll see if they can hold on.
They've got to win every game the rest of the way and get a little bit of help to make the postseason, does Philadelphia. Well, the Giants, that's what you're saying. 3rd down, they're going to run the ball with Joe Morris. That'll certainly help their chances as Philadelphia delivers another 3rd down stop. Long makes the stop, and we've hit the half. New York enjoys a narrow 7-6 lead, but as we look at the numbers, neither offense has to be very encouraged about the performance through 2.
Yeah, pretty close one so far. We kind of expected that for an NFC East rivalry like this. So we got 2 more quarters. We'll see if anyone is able to pull away.
New York receives the opening kickoff of the second half, and on the second play of their initial drive of the period, Joe Morris is stuffed by Michael Kendricks. Well, it is interesting with the quarterback change. It seems the defense is the unit that's improved pretty significantly with that change at quarterback, ironically. Sims, in fact, speaking of that defense, a corner blitz, and Corey Graham's got him for the sack. It's a 3-and-out for the Giants.
Yeah, you never know what a change of quarterback can do for a team on either side of the ball. Maybe it's just a nice change of pace, a different tempo, a different voice on the sideline. It could hype up the defense a little bit more, holding the Giants to 7 points so far.
It seemed as though both sides of the ball really responded to that Super Bowl run with the switch to Foles, even though, of course, you'd rather have the Pro Bowl quarterback Carson Wentz in his heyday under center for the Eagles. Gain of 6 from Blunt. The other end of that Philadelphia offense was a guy, certainly a Pro Bowl caliber player, in that running back out of Oregon, LeGarrette Blount. Foles is hit as he throws and finds Jeffrey for the first down. Certainly not Hall of Famers on the offensive end, except for maybe a Jason Kelce, almost definitely a Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson up front. But the Eagles have enough talent to hang in against a team like this. They go ground, and Blount picks up 3.
Yeah, you mentioned, LeGarrette Blount, already a 2-time Super Bowl champion by the time he came to Philadelphia, and really helped stabilize that running back room in this 2017 season with guys like Jay Ajayi also and Darren Sproles.
Johnson wraps up Ajayi at the line of scrimmage. The 3-9 Eagles and the 5-7 Giants of 1986. Nick Rice, Phil Nunziata on hand. Week 14 of the NFL's greatest team season. Philadelphia is scrapping for their sliver of playoff lives. 3rd and 7. Foles tries to set up a screen. He'll run instead and slides, avoiding another hit from a Pro Bowl linebacker, Harry Carson, who made the Hall of Fame as well. A linebacker certainly could have set up another quarterback quandary had he hit Nick Foles out of bounds here at the 23.
Absolutely. When you think of this Giants team, you obviously think Lawrence Taylor, but Carson could have easily been that star player on any other defense. So the fact that they had both of them really shows you how great of a team this Giants team had on defense. Speaking
of talent and depth, Phil McConkey, a 3rd-string wide receiver, gains 39 yards on this big catch. The Eagles, it seemed, fell asleep on defense there. Malcolm Jenkins converges on the stop.
Phil McConkey, a wide receiver out of Navy, which just tells you how often he's used to catching the ball, with a great play there in this rivalry game.
3 minutes gone by on Sunday night here in the second half. Handoff. Morris gets into the secondary, and Darby stacks him up at the 33-yard line. For those of you just joining us, Joe Morris has been pretty darn good today. 16 carries for 76 yards, some timely completions from Phil Sims, and the Giants, with the lead, have the ball into field goal range. Morris is dropped, and now the Giants face another 3rd down. It's 3rd and 2. A first down here would certainly put them into field goal range, but that false start from Nelson will cost them loss of 5.
Not the direction you want to go if you're the Giants after a great start to this, but we'll see if they're able to come back here on a 3rd and 7.
Make sure to join us this weekend for complete NFL's greatest team season coverage as well. We have highlights, the Extra Point Show, Game of the Week, and much more. Glad you've been with us all year on the greatest team season. Here's Joe Morris on a seam route. Well, it seems the false start almost spread out that offense. Gain of 15 to Morris and a first down.
Definitely found the open space right in the middle of the field to pick up that first down and then some.
New York scored a touchdown on their last red zone trip of the Joe Morris run. Carthen runs them inside of the red zone. Vinnie Curry makes the stop. For New York, as mentioned there with the red zone trip, but overall they have had the better day time of possession-wise, and they have certainly outgained the Eagles, especially on the ground. Joe Morris motors to the 15. Long makes the stop on a gain of 5.
Chris Long, former NFL Man of the Year, making the stop there. Another great presence on this Eagles defense.
A 10-year pro to Virginia. 3rd and 4. Sims on a deep drop, throws the screen pass, and it looks like Lee Rusin wasn't ready for it. The Giants will bring in Raul Alegre, who's had a tough year. 32-yard kick. This one is no good. He missed it off of the right upright. The Giants with a massive mistake. They have points left on the field here on the miss from Alegre. 1st down, Foles is back with a 4-man rush. Lobs it to Blunt, who runs out of bounds on a gain of 6.
Yeah, if he doesn't step out of bounds there, the Giants might be in trouble. LeGarrette Blunt is not someone you want to try and tackle in the open field.
One of the lowest scoring games of the year for both of these clubs. It seems every 1st down will be critical toward who wins this game. Final play of the 3rd quarter, and Foles is looking deep. Under duress, he'll take off, and there is Lawrence Taylor. We knew it was a matter of time. That's his 1st sack of the game, and the 3rd quarter is over. Not much offense on either side, but the Giants lead it 7-6.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. There is Lawrence Taylor doing what he does best, sacking the quarterback.
5.5 sacks this year for Taylor. 3rd down, Foles guns it over the middle to Nelson Aguilar. First appearance for the former Trojan. Gain of 8 and a 1st down.
Nelson Aguilar, there are still Eagles fans that don't necessarily know their opinion of Nelson Aguilar. Here is a guy that has an ability to be a difference maker in any game he plays. But he has such an inconsistency with catching the football, able to haul that one in. But if he could have ever figured that out, he could have been one of the all-time greats.
That is just such a glaring weakness in his game. It was amazing to see Nelson Aguilar's overall talent, but the Eagles certainly at least extracted enough out of him to where he made a significant difference alongside an Ertz and a Jeffrey in that Super Bowl run. Foles finds the aforementioned Zach Ertz. That's his 3rd reception. 1st down, Philadelphia. Nick Foles with another pass and another 1st down target to Zach Ertz. He was a safety valve of sorts during that playoff run for Philly. He moves the chains again. Zach Ertz with 4 grabs now has 48 receptions this year. Once stuffed, but a face mask to give them another 1st down.
That is a huge swift of momentum there with that face mask, making it an easy 1st down. And I think the more you get Zach Ertz involved in this offense, the better. It's definitely going to help move it down the field. You mentioned the great time he had in the Super Bowl, having the game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 52, and just a great tight end that would definitely help this offense if they can get him the ball a few more times.
Foles goes deep, and that is tipped away near the end zone. Zach Ertz, it was amazing to me at least, I don't know about your opinion, Phil, that he didn't have a longer time as one of the league's best tight ends. It seemed as though he had the promise and a glimpse of one of the best, but didn't have that consistency for a long-term career.
100% agree. I mean, there was probably a 2 to 3 year stretch that you would consider him a top 5 tight end. Those days seem to have passed now that he's with the Arizona Cardinals, but it was definitely there for a short time.
Foles is under pressure and taken down for the 3rd time. That is Jim Burt with the Giants sack. And now Elliott is in for the 49-yard field goal to give them the lead. It's on the way, long enough, high enough, and it is good. He didn't have much room to spare on that kick, but the Eagles have taken the lead. 9-7, 3:29 left. The Giants have missed some golden opportunities, none bigger than that 42-yard miss from Alegre earlier in the half. Collins returns to the 27. The Giants, well, this could be their last shot here. They have 1st down at the 27-yard line with 3:24 to go. Phil Simms, short to Zeke Moat, the backup tight end. He's at the 50. First play of the drive, and it's a 27-yard completion. Backbreaker for that defense.
Yeah, great play design there. Nobody accounted for the 2nd tight end. He sneaks out in the open field, picks up a huge 1st down all the way down to the other side of the field in Eagles territory.
Well, you mentioned the NFL Man of the Year, Chris Long, is a terrific long-term NFL starter, but he certainly isn't as good as maybe a cornerback or a safety covering Zeke Moat as Morris loses one here.
Yeah, great all-around player, former New England Patriots, Super Bowl champion with them as well, but not known as a speedster, not someone that's going to catch you from behind.
Off the play fake, Sims goes deep to Bavaro, who certainly isn't mistaken as a speedster either, but the Pro Bowl tight end, Mark Bavaro, has a Giants first down. Just the fifth play of this possession, and already New York enjoys their second first down. Morris against the blitzing Chris Long is taken down to the line of scrimmage. Allegre warms up as the Giants have something brewing here. They really need another first down to get in a comfortable Allegre field goal range. Sims is hit as he throws. There's that first down to Manuel.
And that's what made Phil Simms so great in his day, the ability to stand in the pocket. He was about to get hit, did get hit after delivering that throw, but delivered it for a first down to keep this drive alive.
Giants jump to just a game back of the division-leading 1992 Cowboys with a win here on Sunday night against Philadelphia. 2 minutes left in the football game, and on second down, they'll run it with Joe Morris. He has a first down to the 10. One of the league's best runners in 1986 has just gone over 100 yards today. It's now first and goal at the Eagles 7. Sims stands in the pocket, fires into the end zone. Rodney McLeod has picked him off, and there he goes to the 20. McLeod to the 30, the 40, chased from behind and taken down by Manuel. A massive mistake from Sims in the end zone.
Just another chapter in the Eagles-Giants rivalry. A huge turnover and a huge return by McLeod on that one. Didn't love the ball security on the return, I got to be honest with you, Nick, but all the way down to midfield, and the Eagles might be able to put this one away here after a huge turnover there in the red zone.
Yeah, they're just 131 away from a massive road upset to keep their playoff hopes alive. Foles hands to Blunt, and he is stopped. They're facing, as Lawrence Taylor celebrates off of the tackle, they are facing a legendary run defense. They need just one first down against that defense to ice the win.
Yeah, it is a little head-scratching, though. If you are New York, you've been playing pretty conservatively this whole time, so to take a shot in the end zone that wasn't needed at that moment is a little confusing to me.
Handoff to Trey Burton, not the first decision I think many would choose. A timeout called as Carl Banks makes the stop, and the Giants are going to get the football back.
Yeah, not a run with your tight end is not something I'd expect there. I guess they hope they could run out some clock, but the timeout killed that ability. Let's see if Donnie Jones can pin him deep.
And this will bounce all the way to the 10-yard line. A savvy veteran, Donnie Jones, with a great special teams play.
Donnie Jones, bag of bones, pinning him right at the 10-yard line. And this is going to be a huge drive, 90 yards to go for the Giants with just 1:15 left.
Sims against the blitz. Deep over the middle, McConkey takes a big shot from Jenkins. The Pro Bowl safety out of Ohio State rocks McConkey. No huddle, here's Sims. Fires to the left. The Eagles brought a blitz again, and they get burnt on the deep ball. McLeod makes the stop, but a massive play, Phil, for the first down.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see here, we got Rodney McLeod as player of the game. He did make a good play, but it could be all for naught if the Giants were able to put this drive together.
Sims already with 50 yards on 2 passes. There's another 23 to Bobby Johnson. The Giants are already in field goal range. Just about 40 seconds left. Massive mistakes from Philly on this drive. Sims is sacked here. Fletcher Cox wraps him up for a loss, and the Giants will run a no huddle again. Philadelphia has to be devastated by how quickly Sims and the Giants have reached the red zone.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it scenario. You know, we were 90 yards away. Now we're a good 15 to 20 yards away in just 2 plays in about 28 seconds worth of time. Not where you want to be when you thought you had this wrapped up for Philly.
Rusin is stopped, and now the Giants have a shot here. By the way, the Eagles are not burning a timeout, as Philadelphia could get a shot if he makes the field goal. False start hurts him, but Raul Allegre, who has already missed a pair of field goals today, is in for what is a relatively makeable kick, 42. That's the same distance he missed earlier in the half. Out of the hold from Jeff Rutledge, this kick is on the way and no good again. The Giants blow an opportunity here as Allegre misses 2, and this game is over.
Yeah, the rough year for Allegre just got rougher as that will all but lose this game for the New York Giants. Not an offensive slugfest, but hey, it's the NFC East. This is how we like it, I guess. And the Eagles survive 9-7 against the Giants.